Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Not much happened. As you can see here on the chart, the market is dancing on that 23.6 Fibonacci retracement of that initial support box here, highlighted in yellow. We're currently on the Bitcoin daily chart. Really, not much happened. Nothing really. We're just dealing with sideways consolidation. And I want to share with you a couple of wave counts on the micro level. My best interpretation is still that we might re-enter the yellow box, not necessarily for a lower low, but we see it on the shorter time frame that, one more low. On the micro level, it's still preferred, a little bit at least, I'm still leaning possibly towards another low, not a lower low, not necessarily below this one that was formed on the 23rd of January, but, looking at the microstructure, a little lower is still what I'm watching for. So we're going to take a look at that. Before we do that, however, I'd like to, again, introduce everybody who's new to our wave count here on the daily time frame. Still here dealing with a situation in which a wave 4 bottomed on the 23rd of November, roundabout 21st of November. Then we have in the white count, which is the one that's currently being tested and also the, let's say, primary scenario, because it's currently the one under main consideration. Below 35k, that will change. But as long as the 35k level is holding, the white count has control. So I'm still simply using that 35k level as main pivot. This is where one wave count will transition to another. This is where the market will change its mood. And that's really valuable knowledge. So in the white count, we are currently here in the third wave topped here in January, early January. The fourth wave might have bottomed, even though there's still plenty of ways how the wave 4 could still extend. We haven't even broken above the recent high. So, I mean, at the moment, I'm counting the wave 4 as potentially complete, that we're already in the fifth wave to 55k, but there are more obstacles to overcome. So I assume it until it breaks, and it's not yet high confidence. But still, I'd like to see further upside in the short term on the 1 hour chart. And yeah, this is a more direct bullish scenario highlighted here on the daily time frame. Okay, what happens if the 35k level breaks? Well, then we're dealing with the yellow count, which is also bullish, just allows for a deeper pullback into the green support area. But we're not there yet, and there is no microstructure at the moment that would support this with a high likelihood. I mean, anything is possible, but I would need to see some evidence, for example, a break below 35k. Okay, let's take a look at the shorter time frame. Here you can see the 1 hour chart. Here you can see the structure in our support area, the yellow box. And you can see that possibly this wave 4 indeed bottomed here on the 23rd of January. We have, from this low, a 5-wave move to the upside. I mean, that is really the main takeaway here, which means in the short term, it makes sense to focus on higher prices, because any 5-wave move to the upside indicates the trend is up, which means any pullback could be an opportunity. However, this sideways correction consolidation really has taken now again, more than a week, well, a week pretty much. Okay, it's taken a week. So it's time that it's getting completed. And of course, we're dealing here with something that resembles a triangle. Some people would say this is typically a trend continuation pattern. Well, you might argue, yes, it is. It often is, but we need to have the right structure for it. And if it, for example, happens in a B wave, then it could rather take us to the downside, an internal B wave triangle, because it would be part of a correction, yeah? If a triangle happens in a fourth wave, which a lot of people then say is a trend continuation pattern, well, yeah, that is continuation, but we're not in a fourth wave at the moment. So I'm still slightly leaning towards another low, but on the micro level, not bearish, but just for another pullback into this yellow micro support area that we talked about. So 5 waves up in what could be a wave 1, then an A wave down, possibly the B wave here. There are different areas where it could top, and then a C wave down. Anyway, this is currently still what I'm slightly leaning towards. So let's see if we can get that. If this is the case, the C wave to the downside should take a sort of roundabout into the area around 41k. However, if we get a sustained break above the yellow trend line there that you see on the chart, which is the neckline of an inverse head and shoulders pattern, I think it shifts probabilities towards a more direct breakout. Bear in mind, they are both bullish. Okay, so against this support area here, and the main support level is 39,605. Against that level, I focus on higher, and I'm simply watching if the market can offer a deeper pullback before going up further. I have to change my perspective below 39,605. So the question might be, okay, what is the micro count? I already show you here a potential ABC structure, okay? Now I intentionally don't show really, the nano count, the smallest count, because they get invalidated often, they don't have any, let's say, predictive powers. Thinking the B wave might have topped here, right? And if that's the case, we could now see the decline. For example, it could be wave 1 down, wave 2 up. We could now be in a third wave down. Then there could be a 4 and a 5, and it might take us to around about 41K, which is one of the Fibonacci extensions here, around 40.9K. The 50% retracement at 41,080, there's another Fib extension at 41,180. So there are enough levels around that area of 41K to say it's relevant. So this is one possible micro count. I'm leaning towards the idea that one more low is very likely, and I would like to see that. But again, the market might offer it or maybe not. So it's not a prediction, but I think it's slightly more likely. And it doesn't even need to start from here. I mean, it's even possible that the B wave extends a little more. So I think we need to stay flexible in the current consolidation pattern. There are many ways how this could be labeled. I could even introduce a WXY. And then this is just an A, B, and we're just now here doing the C wave. That might not take us down that far, but still in this scenario, it would appear likely that there is going to be another low below this A wave low, which formed at around 41.9K. But a direct breakout to the upside is possible as well. In this case, the wave 2 bottomed here. It would be an extremely shallow B wave, so it's not necessarily what I primarily assume, okay? But hey, in reality, there are many ways. We have a potential 5-wave move up. I've got a support area, so I'm watching for higher. A direct breakout is possible and easy. It could simply be A wave, B wave, C wave. That's why we've got it as well, A, B, C. That's why I've got A wave as possibility. The B wave could be a triangle, and we go up directly. Exactly because of that, I've introduced the orange count, which shows you a potential direct breakout count. Again, in reality, we're left with a lot of options, and be prepared for micro count changes. They are not so important. Well, the main question is, can we turn to the upside before breaking below 39.6K? And I use that level to focus on higher. Now, if you focus on the very short term, you might just use this swing low, okay, which is here the 41.9K level. Now, the thing is, it could be that we just go a little lower than that and then break out. And that's why I'm not using that level as key level. I'm using 39.6K because the structure allows it. We need to give it a little bit of space. We're in the crypto market. There is a lot of volatility. But yeah, that should tell you everything basically. And then if we get that break to the upside, 47.5K minimum. But initially, we're looking at some micro resistances around $44,440. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you will like the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.